Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. This week we have a weaker weather system coming through today that will start some rainfall. I'll show that to you in just a moment. And then that front will kind of stay draped just to the south of Michigan, and a stronger storm travels along it and lifts back up into Michigan as we get into Wednesday and Thursday of this week. So that's the really wet time period this week, and I'll show you how much rain we can expect off of that. And all these rainfalls, these widespread rains, are really raising the lake levels. In fact, I'll have posts about that later on today, and we do have some significant changes to the lake level forecast coming up, it sounds like, today. So I'll keep you updated on that, but let's get to it and show you what's going on for today and for this week as far as the weather goes. We do have the showers coming across the UP and in western parts of Wisconsin, and that's all heading this way. Yes, I know you need to get baseball and softball games in Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to be tough. I'll show you the radar forecast here. So this is the radar forecast for today. And let's go to noon. And we're still dry in the southern and southeast and eastern parts of the state. Hey, good morning, Naples, Florida. Is it hot and humid there yet? And the showers will be coming into the west side of the state toward Manistee as we get into the noontime hour. This is noon. And then we go to 1 and 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. And so showers expanding across the center part of the state. Saginaw Bay City, Midland, my home area. You're going to look for the showers to develop, I would say, probably sometime in the very late morning, early afternoon. Something like that. They will be off and on, hit and miss. And I think this radar probably underestimates today, but we do see the showers continuing. Okay, now let's go to a model that goes out a little bit longer. Okay, so the first batch of showers comes through this afternoon, this evening, moving across southeast lower Michigan. For southeast Michigan, Detroit, Ann Arbor, you're looking at, I would say probably 3 to 6 in the afternoon. Hey, Cherie from Canada. All right. Now, we're into tomorrow. We're into tonight, I should say, middle of the night, and another wave of showers across the southern part of the state. So you can kind of see where the front is hanging up, and that's significant because the next storm system, which is a stronger wave of low pressure, will ride along that front and lift it northward, and I'll show that to you too. So we're into Tuesday, and Tuesday will generally be a dry day. Good morning, Marquette, Jeff, and it looks like Tuesday will be the day to get something done outside if you want to. Now we're going into Tuesday night, and then this model will end as we get to Wednesday, middle of the day, and that's the next storm system starting to take shape. Bill, how's the weekend look like in Gladwin? Well, Wednesday, Thursday, good chance of rain, which means that probably Friday, Saturday, probably Sunday, good chance of drier weather, probably not extremely warm. Now, here's the GFS, the American model that goes out farther in advance, and I'll show you. Okay, this is Thursday. This is Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Here's the storm center forming down there. Remember the circulation, the low pressure center comes across. This is Thursday night, comes across lower Michigan with another round of showers on Thursday. And then behind it, we get into Friday, we start to dry out. Our American model shows this storm system coming down, and that would be a cold situation. That'd be a cold front, and then colder air pouring in. The European model does not show that, and the European model is generally better out at this distance. So I think we can probably take the American model up to about here, the Thursday rain, the Friday drying out, and then we'll have to go from there. All right, how much rain? Well, today and tonight, we're looking at 1 to 3/10 of an inch of rain in the southern half of lower. So it's generally not real heavy, but we want to dry out, and it's just not happening. Then we go into the Wednesday into Thursday rainfall, and you can see that total. It adds on, and we're looking at, I would call it probably at least 1 inch across lower Michigan, and up to 2 inches. Now bear in mind, when you get the entire state of Michigan that gets 1 inch to 2 inches, that mostly is runoff and no brine, no snow, I don't think. That means the lakes gain 1 inch or 2. So we continue to be in a Great Lakes rising water level that if we get into a flooding situation, true flooding situation, things could get dangerous and very devastating, maybe, in parts of Michigan along the Great Lakes shorelines. Any chance of frost? I would watch Friday night, Saturday morning. That would be the next chance, Hannah Hudson, because, prior to that, we'll have a lot of cloudiness and rain showers, and you just don't get frost. Yeah, bumper crop of mud. Frank, new forecast out is going to show that possibly Lake St. Clair is going to be at record levels, higher than 1986, and that's coming out shortly, within the next hour or two. I will have an update for you on that. Okay, these are the high temperatures today. Look at this. 75 in the southeast, while only 50 in Traverse City and 50 in the UP. So a big temperature gradient. You got to pick out where you live. The farther south you go, the nicer it will be today. And then tomorrow, Dave, no, the Great Lakes are actually only, Lake Michigan, I looked this morning, is only about 7 inches below the record high level in 1986. They've come up about 5 feet, I guess I would say, in the last 3 years. Yeah, you might need the wood stove this week up there to burn off the chill in the Traverse City area. Hey, good morning, Clark Lake. Okay, these are the high temperatures for Wednesday. And with rain around, you're not going to get real warm. Thursday, the storm center comes here. The warm front comes through northern Michigan, so it does pull in some milder air, but it'll be on rain. And then we go into Friday. And then Saturday, maybe we're going to start a good trend of having great weekends through the summer. Wouldn't that be nice? Any outlook for the summer, warmer or cooler? Anthony McGurr wants to know. I personally think the trend is toward warmer than normal summers, but right now there's still a cool pocket to the north. So if those two fight over the summer, could balance out to be just kind of a normal temperature-wise summer. Probably wetter than normal, but that doesn't mean it will be numerous rains as what we're having right now. Right now we're in an active storm track. I actually talked to a friend. Let me just give you a recap of the week. Then I'm going to go into something about the long term and what's going on here. The recap is today showers will be gradually developing in the southeast. You get to wait until late afternoon, and you get to enjoy some nice weather before that. Then Tuesday, mostly dry. Then the big round of rain comes in Wednesday into Thursday, probably out of the area by Friday, and hopefully by the weekend. All right, 30 years a meteorologist coming up this month. Yeah, for me. Crazy way to make a living, I do think. But I talked to one of my buddies that graduated about the same time I did. He's in the Weather Service. He's in the River Forecast Center in Ohio. They forecast all the river drainage basins. So, several states it drains into the Ohio River for flooding situations. So he looks at the big patterns. We were talking about the pattern that we're in right now. Normally, on the northern hemisphere, you have 3 waves, 4 waves, or 5 waves. Ripples in the jet stream. Right now, when we look at the northern hemisphere, there's almost a no wave pattern. It's just a big circle, and there's storm systems embedded in that. And so that's why we're having such numerous rains. That pattern can't continue for long because the atmosphere eventually ripples, and then it becomes more rippled. So we don't get big storm systems. We haven't had big storm systems in the last month or so, because of this no wave pattern is what we're calling it, but we get numerous. Now this storm coming up on Thursday is a bigger storm, and it might be the sign that we're starting to get more of a ripply atmosphere, which would slow down the rains, spread them apart 5 to 7 days, but they would be more potent low pressure systems. You know, it would be a shot of rain. I don't want to say a big rain, but it would be a big shot of rain, and then it would move on through. Okay, so then we talked about this, and they've done some studies about how the pattern evolves in the spring, in April and May. Well, my assumption was, you know, the jet stream gradually lifts northward. He says no. Their studies show that the zonal pattern that we're in now kind of decouples with the ocean sometime in May or the first week of June, and then it jumps to a summer pattern, and we get into that summer thunderstorm pattern from Canada, Minnesota, down through Wisconsin, down through Michigan. So he says that he believes at some point in the last 2 weeks of May, first week of June, if it holds on long, it's the first week of June, that we'll see this pattern breakdown of continuous streams of storms and then jump to the summertime pattern. The problem is if it waits till the first week of June to break down to the summertime pattern, then oftentimes the summertime pattern kicks in the third or fourth week of June. So you only get about a week or so break in that. But us gardeners, farmers, I deal a lot with the farm community, just waiting for a week to 2 week break to get crops in. And I do think that that is coming after the storm system. It looks like things quiet down for about 2 weeks at least. So hang in there. As far as warmth, as far as summer warmth, nope, nowhere in sight just yet. Just normal, nice spring weather, maybe trending slightly cooler than normal by 5 degrees or so, but nothing that's extremely warm or extremely cold. There. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. You got a little extra there. We'll watch for that change in the upper air flow as we transition from spring to a summer type flow, and get that yard mowed when you can. It's growing fast. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me this morning.